Come in.
Bravery is not common in this world, Enzo. Honor, obedience. They set the man apart from the rest. You took care of Messina, but this matter is not yet resolved. Will you help me bring it to a close?
Mafia The Old Country is an open world and doesn't require a massive time commitment. So, The Old Country is not an open world game and won't ask you to give it all your time. Mafia The Old Country is not following Mafia 3's open world format, but will instead take the shape of a linear, narrative-driven experience, according to 2K Games. The publisher confirmed this in an FAQ that was published today alongside news of the game's release date and a new gameplay trailer. Additionally, Mafia The Old Country is bucking a AAA trend and will sell for $50. A more expensive, digital-only deluxe edition is also going to be available. We think there's a large audience for compelling stories that don't require massive time commitments, 2K President David Ismailer said in a press release. We're excited to offer a game like Mafia The Old Country in our portfolio, and to provide a linear, highly polished narrative experience that can easily complement the other more persistent games our players also love and engage with on a more consistent basis. This is a notable development considering many games and publishers have leaned into bigger, open-world designs that require significant time investments to play and enjoy. These might be referred to as lifestyle games. Players have so far generally responded positively to the news that Mafia The Old Country is taking a different approach. But of course, it's still early days. The $60 deluxe edition includes a range of bonus items, including special guns, outfits, and accessories, along with the game's score and a digital art book. Everyone who pre-orders The Old Country gets the Soldado Pack, which includes various cosmetics. The Old Country takes place in 1900 Sicily, with players taking on the role of mobster Enzo Favara. 2K says the game will play out like a classic mob movie, featuring a cast of unpredictable allies and cutthroat enemies. In terms of combat, players will shoot and stab people with knives and shotguns, while players can traverse the Sicilian countryside on horseback or in cars. The Old Country launches on August 8th for PS5, Xbox Series XS, and PC. It'll be followed by another big 2K game, Borderlands 4, in September. Oh, sure. 2K's Mafia franchise returns this August with Mafia The Old Country. The game is coming to PS5, Xbox Series XS, and PC. And in a big shift from other AAA games, it's priced not at $70 or $80, but $50. It's the first new Mafia game since 2016's Mafia 3, and it comes from the same studio, Hangar 13. In this post, we're running through everything we know about Mafia The Old Country, including its status as a less expensive, less time-consuming title, pre-order details, story information, and lots more. Mafia The Old Country takes players back to, well, the old country, that is, Sicily. Players take on the role of Enzo Favara, a mobster whose life began in forced labor in his childhood. Now 2K says he's ready to risk everything to become a man of honor in the Terrissi crime family. The game will play like a classic mob movie, 2K says, and this means players will encounter the criminal underworld and everything that entails. Players can expect to face off against cutthroat enemies as they live the life of a mobster battling in turf wars. Enzo's story unfolds in a time when skill with a stiletto blade was a deadly asset. A Lupara sawed-off shotgun was a go-to firearm. Murderous vendettas raged for decades, and mafiosi patrolled their protection rackets on foot, horseback, or behind the wheel of turn-of-the-century motor cars. 2K said, unlike previous entries in the series, Mafia The Old Country is a linear, narrative-driven game as opposed to an open-world title. 2K has said it believes there is a large audience for compelling stories that don't require massive time commitments. 2K is releasing The Old Country as a linear game and priced at $50 instead of $70 or more. Against the backdrop of the proliferation of games with ballooning budgets, higher price points, and bigger asks from players to spend more time in their worlds. So far, players have responded positively to the news of The Old Country's lower price point and trimmed down scale. But it's too soon to say if this will pay off, both in terms of the game's critical reception or sales. Mafia The Old Country is developed using Epic's Unreal Engine 5, as well as Epic's AI-powered metahuman technology for its character models. In this developer video, the developers talk about using Epic's game engine to hone in on tiny details to make The Old Country look alive. The use of metahuman allows characters to have micro-expressions and lifelike details, developers said. Mafia The Old Country is developed by Hangar 13, the same team that made 2016's Mafia 3, as well as 2020's Mafia Definitive Edition. The studio also made 2024's Topspin 2K25, very much not a mobster game. The Mafia franchise was created by Illusion Softworks, which rebranded to 2K Czech when 2K bought the studio in 2008 and put the team on Mafia 2. 2K Czech later merged with Hangar 13. Mafia's creator, Daniel Vavra, now heads up Kingdom Come Studio Warhorse.